my sporting bet. Betting and
Coti'Vore nje lengifuna ukuthi win. But ngiyawutuni Coti'Vore. Manzi amancane. Problem ukuthi Egypt shaya South Africa so ngingayitoliki nalowo next siyaminya la. Coti'Vore Amadialo, Frank Casey, Yan Diamante, Oyele, Andol. Imali kuleli lihleli. Egypt is just Mamouche, Salah, and few players. Manzi amancane labo bashaya umhlaba la. Singing now fast. Netherlands, Egypt.
Well, as things are currently stand, we are looking at the
That's what Egypt. But the Coti'Vore, it's a good. The Coti'Vore inequality. Coti'Vore inequality. Na kune Egypt kakhulu.
Defending champions of the Total Energies.
Coti'Vore defending champions
since 2010. Unfortunately, they have dismal record against the Pharaohs of Egypt, having lost their last 7 encounters with just 1 win. And I think that I think that the most important player in the Egyptian side, I think, is Mamouche. Mamouche, who really, I think, is trying too hard.
Mamouche really
get opportunities that they really want to get, but there's a team that is really going to defend
Mamouche
very well in a group.
Salah,
They are facing a very young side that is in attack.
Mamouche.
Firepower. Like you said, Mamouche is one of the players who's running and working hard defensively and attack. Salah is going to just wait from the side and try to dribble and cut in. So it's going to be a difficult game for them today because they are meeting a very strong side, physical side, a much blended young and experienced player that is going to run all through the 90 minutes today. So it's going to be a tough game for them. I mean, the last encounter, we were saying Mo Salah wasn't really doing much in that game, but he came through, Mando, and got
Zimbabwe
the
removed.
final goal, silver. They know how to get to the deeper spot of the pool and try to drown
That's
you
level.
there.
It could be.
Yeah, I think Sarah is the more key player.
It could be
He's a player
1 hour.
that,
1 hour
sometimes
stream.
you can be quiet in the game.
1
We've seen a lot
hour.
of
Yeah,
teams
1
that they
hour
have
and
players
15
that be
minutes.
quiet in the game, but when you're in that moment, he's there.
You know,
So
you
I
know,
think
that's
he's
it.
a key
That's a
player for
build
the
up,
team as
yeah.
well, and I think he has to
I think
continue
you
to do that
can.
today.
Iqala ngo-9 the game.
To lift the
Ngiyalo
trophy again, to
ngathi
keep
ngilona.
the trophy. So I think it's going to be
Ngiyalo
an easy game, but I think
ngathi
it's going to be interesting.
As
iqala
underwhelming as they
yo
have been,
iqala kugcwale
that
wona.
man in our pictures,
Ngiyalo
that former
ngo-9.
African footballer of
Iqala
the year,
ngo
Champions League winner, Premier
no.
League winner.
Iqala ngo-9.
This is the only trophy that has eluded him,
Yebo.
and that is the only trophy that would more or less say
Kambani,
crown
baba.
him as
Kambani.
arguably one of the best. And that's not to say he's not one of the best on
No,
the African
predictions.
continent. He's got what, 4 goals in his last 5 games at the Total Africa Cup of Nations. More than as he has done in his last 12 appearances. So in as much as Egypt are really not flying, he seems to be delivering for them.
Yeah, I mean, he's now turned into more of a goal scorer than the person that really changes the game for him, because he really hides there on the right hand side, and then he becomes one of those players that waits for this moment. But of
Predictions.
course, he is one of those guys that
Between between
as a team,
Egypt and
forget
Coti'Vore.
his quality. We know his quality.
Egypt or
And
Coti'Vore.
he's a player
Which
also
team
that
will
can
win?
change the game any moment. And with this game, knowing that all the responsibilities, all the hopes of
Coti'Vore has
Egyptians
to
are resting on
win.
his
The game
shoulders.
has to win this game.
Also it's a trophy as well.
Coti'Vore has to win this game. Justice for South Africa.
Amongst the Hassams of the country. As much as he's won everything in football, but winning something with the national team, I think is the biggest pride. And of course, coming into this game, knowing, understanding the pressure as well,
to the channel.
you will need that assist.
Please subscribe.
You need to be able to alleviate a little bit of pressure from him. But yet again, he needs to step up. He hasn't really stepped up in any game. You look at all the superstars that maybe have to compare with him. They all have at least men of the matches somewhere. But as much as he's got 3 goals, but you look at the 3 goals that he scored against which opposition? 1 goal against Bafana, and then he gets Benin. Of course, the game is done by then, but also he's a type of a player that you cannot really, count him out.
All right. I mean, you think that is actually weighing on him to want to win the Africa Cup of Nations, Odio?
Yeah, of course. Like you said, he have won everything in his career. So this is gonna be like, okay, winning this and saying goodbye to the national team, and
because this is actually his last AFCON.
of course. So because of his age and because of what he has done so far, I think when he's a big player, I don't think there's a lot of pressure on him. But you can still see that feelings in him that he want to win this, he want to try go to the final, try to win it so that he will add this to his accolades.
Well, look at how they've actually turned out in this
The
particular
last
fixture.
1,
Look,
2,
it's not as though
3.
they are conceding goals, so to say.
The last 4 encounters 2-1 against Zimbabwe.
This is an Egyptian side
Nil
who
against
last won the title in
they're fine.
2010. This is an Egyptian side that had actually did a hat trick of the title of the Africa Cup of
They're
Nations.
fine.
Interestingly, it just hasn't happened for them since 2010. The best they've been to is the finals of 2017 and 2021, losing finalists in that particular instance. So there's still quality there for them. Ultimately, the question is, where does it need to work? Where does it need to gel for this Egyptian side to actually progress?
I think now football has been changed. It's no longer same football we're talking about 10 years ago. Because you can see now the team that they're going to the final is no longer a team that we used to say. In the category for too long. So I think football, for me, I would say, has changed.
History.
We watch them a
Egypt
lot,
have not lost
we
any
watch them
of
a
the
lot,
last
so we know
5
how they play.
quarterfinals.
We know how they work in their team.
Last loss
most
at the
of the time. So I
stage
think
was 2002
becoming,
against
of course,
Cameroon,
hard, but,
1-0.
I think they want to be there, like people say that
Status
Salah,
70
he has
ball.
that thing will say, you know, I want to retire from
Asisebenzi
national team.
kwebhola
I
state.
want to leave this marker for
Ngeke
national
kwatiko
team. You
lokho.
know, every player, if you
State
want to retire
asisebenzi
football,
kwebhola.
you want to leave the marker. So I think for him also it's going to be more wonderful as a player to say, I'm retiring my football, I'm done. I have done this for the team. I have done this for the country. So
No doubt. Well, good one, no doubt for this Egyptian side. Mo Salah, Mamouche, El Chanel, with all of them.
Marmouche.
Want to continue that history where they've actually had one over this elephants
Game
side
iqala
of
ngo-9.
Cote d'Ivoire. And Teco, as defending champions, I feel that this Ivorian side are not playing with any pressure at all. I like how they've turned out. MS5, who was part of the 2006 Ivorian side that actually lost to Egypt in the final, understands what this game is all about.
Industry.
he understands very well. I'm sure he still remembers the pain that he felt after the game because that's one thing that we don't really forget as footballers. But then again, from a coaching perspective, you want to remind the players of the importance of this game, but also emphasize the fact that you are the defending champion. You need to be able to, go out there and maybe get this far. I mean,
Le picture.
8 goals that have scored already.
Setting line se Coti'Vore. Yeah, Fofana. Konan, Dika, Koana, Doe. Doe aksing putwa lo nisul. Aksing putwa
has been very instrumental in that might not have
Miss
the experience
Neon. Ya Miss Neon.
Ahmad Diallo,
Njani, hi.
some solid squad right there.
Yeah, they have a good team,
Njani.
and like you said,
And
they
please,
are mixed with experience and young
if you didn't
guys.
subscribe, please subscribe.
You see KC controlling the middle, and the young guys, Sangari running up
Ahmad
and down,
Diallo
all that.
plus.
So, and they are scoring goals. Like, if you don't
Very
score,
Afcon
you don't win
yayinika
game,
yona.
and they are taking their chances. You see Diallo doing
Yeah,
what
Miss
you expect him to do when he gets a chance
Ba?
to that right side in court.
Uchabili sul.
One of the top players in AFCON, is a young player, which is playing amongst the experience. Like people say, amongst the experience. I think in the team you need those experience because you have the young player that they run, they do whatever. So if you have experience, they control. I know that I don't have much leg to run up and down, but they have those young players that they run up and down, and they're doing well for the team, and they get guide from the experienced players. So I think he's having one of the best tournaments.
Let's talk Frank Kessie. He's created 11 chances at Africa Cup of Nations, 1 assist. Very instrumental in how they progress as a key figure.
And what I like as well, what the coach has done is a little bit drop Sangari back into more of a defensive role, allow Casey to be more of a 10. Because what's important in Casey is those little runs inside the box. He's forever there at the right time. It's just unfortunate that he hasn't scored a goal within this tournament as well, but it's coming because he gets into the right places and he leads by example. He's the captain that gets into the box, come back and help the team defend. And now with a captain that age, with that experience, does it. In front of you, you've got youngsters, they've got no excuse not to do the same running. Why collectively as a team they looks more dangerous, more solid, but also in big temperament like this, they're gonna need that experience. They're gonna need Sangari in that midfield. You're gonna need your KC, but you're able to lead these youngsters going forward.
Let's take our attention to the third Adra in Agadir, where we've got Robbie Knock and Amanda Dlamini, who are part of the extended family of this family reunion. And what exactly are their thoughts on what to look forward to with this win?
Well, it's the fourth and final quarter-final of this fabulous Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations 2025 here in Morocco, and we're here at the Grand Stade d'Agadir for this. It's a titanic, it's an epic showdown between the seven-time champions Egypt, of course, who are looking for their eighth, and they haven't managed to do it since 2010, so it's been 15 years, and of course the elephants of the Cote d'Ivoire, who of course are looking very good, looking very slick, and are the defending champions, of course. from the last edition on home soil. This is the central nervous system. This is the dugout. This is where the coaches, of course, and I'm talking about MS Fai and Hossam Hassan, the two coaches of the two nations clashing tonight, will be thinking strategically, trying to work out what they're going to do. Make those really important key changes that will have an impact on the game. Amanda Delamini, how important are those decisions in a clash for such a massive showdown between these two nations?
Yeah, tactical adaptation, tactical flexibility is certainly going to be the order of the day. You're looking at key players, you're looking at impact players coming from the bench, game changers, because if the game should run a little bit longer, you want to have everybody contributing. Coti'Vore, very fluid, attack-minded, attacking team that is just always so aggressive going forward. Egypt, very astute in terms of defense, and I think their defense is going to be tested. So we're going to see how that one's going to play out.
It's going to be interesting, what decisions they make with coaches making subs as well. We've seen that Egypt have got a really big bench. They completely changed the team against Angola. And of course, we've seen youngsters come off the bench for Coti'Vore who can have a massive impact today as well.
Absolutely. I think it's all about who adapts first and who can maybe respond a lot better to how the opposition is setting up, but also the one that's going to take their chances. I think both teams, 8 goals for Coti'Vore, they've been crisp, 6 for Egypt, so it's quite balanced.
Everything is set for what should be a massive clash here at the Grand Stade d'Agadir. And of course, the winner will take on Senegal on Wednesday, which will take place at the Grand Stade de Tangier in northwestern Morocco. Yalla.
Oh, no doubt. It is looking to be some interesting action, no doubt. But let's talk about what to expect from this one, where the battle will be won, where it will be lost, who has got strength where, and how all of this will turn out to victory or defeat for either side. For Egypt, Teko, how you see this stuff?
Yeah, when we look at Egypt, they do have 2 forced changes because of the injury, and I think the loss of Trezeguet becomes such a big harm for them. But this is a team that can easily play with 3, with Hani playing here, with Fatou that actually came in a little bit later. Fatou, we know that he is one of those defensive midfielders that will be able to marshal in that midfield. But you're expecting Salah to more hog here when defending. They might look like this. There might be a team that knows that within that midfield that Coti'Vore has, because there's a lot of fluidity within that. You want to isolate that. You want to make sure that you control that. But once they do have the ball, you expect Mamouche to be here. You expect Mo Salah to be here, because Fatou is one of the left wingers that wants to venture forward. But Amo, who's a more creative player, Fatih will be coming here, Atia as well, being able to just enough support, but expect him to defend with 4. Whenever they don't have the ball, expect him to have 4 at the back, because they know that the out wingers of Coti'Vore are very dangerous, especially in isolation 1v1. But there's a team also, we spoke about it a little bit earlier, they don't mind having 5 at the back. They don't mind just sitting like this, absorbing the pressure that really comes because of this man right here. Enjoy the space. That is Mamouche, because he knows how to beat the offside trap. He enjoys running into the spaces whenever the team plays high. We have Mo Salah that enjoys running into the spaces. So they want you to push a little bit more forward so that you can create that space for them, so that they can actually use this and around the place. But also it's a game as well that we've seen previously game. It's in how long you want to really play that deep. And it is a game that Mo Salah really wants to win for his country. They need to be more adventurous. But let's see as to then how everything unfolds for them.
All right, they need to be more fluid. For this one, this Egyptian side.
Yeah, I think it's a team that they always, I think, start at the back, like they close most of the time, because Coti'Vore, they need to be very smart when they attack, because they don't need to leave that space behind, because those guys are gonna use those spaces.
Omar Mamouche, no doubt, we're very key for them for this one. His pace, he hasn't really brought what we see him do in the Premier League on a constant here. We're hoping that will be the case. But let's talk what to expect with the Elephants themselves. They've come into this game very calm, how they've gone about their business. MS5, Louis Zaha, who's been in the mix there. And of course, the other young lads. Amad Diallo, you have to hand it to him. He's been very instrumental with the kind of goals he's scoring also. He'll be very key. So how you see them setting up? Because they carry the threat up front.
Yeah, even as the defending champion, I've seen the way they play. They are really humble, working game by game. So they're going to play like he set up 4-3-3. But I think Casey is going to be more on the attacking side
Yantiaman.
behind the
Oh, yeah,
striker and
Yantiaman.
Sangari, and
Sangari.
this guy will be in the middle controlling the Egyptian side. And Kona, this likes to attack. He attacks like even more than a striker. You will always see him go there, and you see Diomande go inside, and he's always there to bring the crosses. And one thing they should be more aware of, Salah is not going to come back and defend. So they're going to get 2 against 1 every time with this Egyptian right back. So, and they should more beware of Salah getting the counter attack. And this one is going to push up, this guy is going to push up, this one is going to push up. And you expect Diallo to always come inside when he has the ball. His techniques and all that is going to always shoot. And they still have the Basuma Traore, the left full guy that scored the other. They have good bench. And even Bayo as a striker is going to come in for this team. They have a good team that when this is not working, they have players to bring it. Not like the Egyptian side. Trezeguet, one of the players, is injured and all that. They don't have quality bench like the way Ivory Coast have. This is one thing that is keeping them going. Even the other day, they benched players, and you see what the other players came in and do. So they have the quality to dominate this Egyptian side physically and tactically. I think they're going to battle this team.
Well, Teko has said that this man here in our pictures will be looking for his first goal in this tournament. He has been the supplier, the orchestrator, and even given 1 assist so far. And there's anything Cote d'Ivoire have going for them at Mango is the fact that their wings are very, very fluid. With Conan and Doué more depth going forward.
I think it's a team that they play as a unit. You know, it's a team that, like Gareth said, it's a team that they have a bench. You know, they have a bench. Even if the other players are out, when they bring that on, it's like they put more fire. So I think it's a team that they always use that ability of saying we have wingers that are quick. They can take people on. They can run. Even me, if I'm a coach, I'm going to use those wingers because it's easier for the strikers, well, just to finish in the box.
I hear you. All right. We are going first 45 minutes of this particular fixture. I am not like Andrew Kaburu. I don't intend to, embarrass you. My joy here is to determine if you deserve a yellow card or not. Mango, prediction.
This time I'm going with Coti'Vore.
Coti'Vore. Obvious, Coti'Vore.
This time I'm going with Coti'Vore.
And
I think 3-1 for Ivory Coast.
You're looking for a whole lot of goals for this one. The beauties are out there.
Coti'Vore, obviously. To win the pitch,
on the pitch, our team of commentary in different languages you can enjoy. And of course, the best of the last quarterfinals of the Africa Cup of Nations is Egypt against Cote d'Ivoire right there at the Adra Stadium in Agadir.
This is AFCON, my friend. Everything is a competition.
AFCON 2025. Catch every match in 6 languages with analysis by the continent's biggest stars. Live on Supersport, only on DSTV. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by Tidbit.
From the shimmering shores of the Red Sea and it's the Dakar Rally on Supersport. 3rd to 17th.
This is the greatest spectacle in world football, a title decider, and it's like nothing can sway a game of this magnitude.
Says who? We've been through this before. We just have to believe a little longer. And everybody knows that 1 minute here lasts forever.
because it's not over until we say it's over.
Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham.
Follow South Africa's future stars as they take on the world at the ICC Under-19 Men's Cricket World Cup 2026.
You want football that's absolutely It's knockout. It's on Supersport. Proudly brought to you by Sporting Bet. Betting. Tembet, official betting partner of Bafana Bafana.
Final clash.
Support you. Day after day, doing everything we can
Helele,
and
Coti'Vore.
providing energy in all its
Coti'Vore,
forms.
see.
Everywhere,
This house.
every time, all across the continent.
this fabulous tournament, this Africa Cup
Final.
of Nations. And
Original Zoe.
onto this beautifully groomed pitch, which has been, well, which we'll see its final 90 minutes of AFCON action, of course, before we could go to extra time and penalties. But I think what we can most definitely say, Amanda, is that it's been thrilling down here in Agadir, but the whole tournament has created plenty of clash here. I mean, it's off the charts, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely. There's so much at stake for both teams. And you shouldn't forget, these are defending champions, Coti'Vore. They really wouldn't want to be eliminated at this stage. But facing a team that wants to get their A-star. So there's just
Basha
still so
training
much at
first
stake.
half.
The Ace looking to build their
Stuttgart.
constellation. Mo Salah,
Nifkosin
the man
Mohamed Salah.
to try and lead them out.
Ngeke ngente next Salah. Uyabuyela ku Liverpool nyalo
Very
ngasitsana.
very well connected.
Buka le,
Very
wami.
emphatic, having beaten Burkina Faso 3-0
Nga Salah ngekwente
in
lutho.
the round of 16 clash, with, of course, Egypt beating
Buka le.
Benin 3-1. It is time
Nithi vele bo
for
refu
Giants
baba
to
bias,
clash.
ngoba ama refu ama
Expecting
match.
seismic
Bias.
activity as Egypt take on Cote d'Ivoire in this quarter-final showdown of the Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations 2025. A momentous occasion for both nations in a battle that has seen them played 11 times in the Africa Cup of Nations. 10 victories for Egypt, just the one back in 1990 for the Cote d'Ivoire. Is it time for the elephants to stampede, or the pharaohs to just rebuild that dynasty?
Petrus Ntsi.
The two national anthems, watched on by CAF President Patrice Motsepe.
Coti'Vore. Loko ma-Arab team kuyaphuma ngamuva. Algeria iphumile. Selokhu Egypt nyalo kuphuma. Sesicedzile ngawo. Amadiyalo. Yan diamante lo mathi lo. Yan diamante. Lo ngiphuta Desiree Siwelo. Lo dlala i-PSG. Lo nikhethe i-Coti'Vore. Frank Casey. Idle Barcelona.
It's a very nervous time, isn't it? But it's also a meaningful moment for these two great nations from Africa to collide here in Agadir in a bid to try and just go one step further, take on the Lions of Teranga in the semi-finals. When it's not happening just yet because we've got a thunderous battle that's going to take place here, and pitting together these two great footballing nations. Egypt under Hossam Hassan forced to make 3 changes, forced not entirely. Handy's of course out injured with anterior cruciate ligament damage, and Trezeguet's also sidelined with an injury. So Fatu comes in at left back. Hossam is a bit defender, centre back just in front of the back four. Rabia Yasser just behind him, Handy on the right. And then, of course, we have Ashur, who's come in.
So the starting lineup
Starts tonight, the other league player, alongside Fatih and Atia, with Marmoush and Salah leading up front. 2 centre forwards rather than 3 on this occasion. But that, of course, being affected by the fact that Trezeguet also has a small injury.
Egypt yaphuma intumbolo amadialo
Well, it shouldn't really affect what they're trying to do, Egypt, as they try and win the continental crown for the first time in 15 years.
Mohamed Salah.
And of course, Frank Kessié, look at it, 2 wonderful African players who've met before, of course. Battled it out in the quarterfinals in 2021. And they lost on penalties. Mustafa Korbal of Algeria is the main referee. And of course, VAR with Lalou Ben Braham leading his team as they follow the images and the replays throughout this next 90 minutes. For the Cote d'Ivoire, you don't have to change a team who literally took apart Burkina Faso. The Stallions were tamed in a big way under Amer's fight. And Doué at the back with Kosunu and Dika and Conan. Solid back four, of course, big giant players as well. Fana at the back. Inam, Sangare and Kessié in the midfield. With a Diallo 3 goals so far for the Ivorians. With Everett Kessel and Diomande, another 19-year-old. Amanda, we can definitely say that there's some young quality players in this Cote d'Ivoire squad. And they are hungry to beat Egypt tonight.
Yep, and I think this is what this Ivorian team is actually looking for. Young, aggressive players who play with less fear. They're very fearless and they really enjoy those 1v1 situations. Hence I say it's going to be attack versus defense, and we're expecting some pressure moments in the game.
Right across the 90 minutes and beyond potentially. We'll see where we go with that. But first of all, of course, we can see that Egypt are playing in red with Cote d'Ivoire playing in white. Omar Marmoush. Now is the time for Giants to perform, to produce the goods out here in Agadir. It's time for the 4th quarter-final of this Total Energies African Cup of Nations. And it is the Cote d'Ivoire who get the ball rolling with that man, Amad Diallo of Manchester United, getting the ball moving. This is going to be top quality entertainment. Egypt decided to put in Abdel Salam Hossam just in front of their back four to make sure that it's just a little bit sturdy at the back, because they need 5 defenders to try and tame and deal with the Ivorians, who have got an injury over on that far side, and it's not looking good there for Hamdi Fati. Went down, he's holding his face a little bit. And we can see that Kessié. Against Egypt, where it was Egypt who began that 3 successive run to win the continental crown. MS5. The resurrection, the double resurrection of the Cote d'Ivoire goes down as one of the most iconic moments in the competition's history, Amanda.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think I'm a huge fan of his work. I think he's one of the new African generational coaches that have really started blending modern football in terms of the Cote d'Ivoire squad and just the physicality and pride that they have.
He actually played against Hossam Hassan in that final.
The women system for winning 10 million.
Penalties, of course, to beat Cote d'Ivoire.
Imagine,
missing one of those penalties as well. It was to be a very frustrating. With a penalty shootout victory to win their second title. That was in Bata. And it was a 9-8 victory over Ghana, of course. Cote d'Ivoire in possession over on the right-hand side. Kessié looking for the ball, doesn't want to take the pass, decides to get it back to Guela Doué. His older brother, of course, plays for a certain Paris Saint-Germain in Ligue 1 in France. Nice bit of protection of the ball from Evans Gesson, the 24-year-old Aston Villa forward. But he's been post. That's not a bad ball. Front of his man, Coti'Vore, and then slotted past El. That goalkeeper, of course, for Poland. We're only 3 minutes in, and that is how the Pharaohs intend to play against the Elephants tonight.
Egypt 1, Coti'Vore nil.
Starts in that midfield. Kessié just losing the ball in that midfield and Mamouche still had so much to do in displacing the defender, but
Goal, of course, he managed to score in the 2-1 win in their opening clash in the group here in Agadir. It was the first goal of the tournament for the Pharaohs. Now unbalanced and just unable to actually get there first. But we know what he's like, a quality player. You probably saw the scoreline of Man City against Exeter today in the FA Cup with a 10-1 win and thought, I need to score a few goals as well.
well, this is a good way to start for the Egyptians. I think now they...
on the left-hand side.
Mamouche.
Salah's the only player in the penalty box. It's been cleared there by... Back 6'4". He's an absolute colossal human being, isn't he? And so is Coti'Vore, but the fact is that just couldn't get there quick enough. And it was all about speed for Mamouche to just get that chance to get the ball away from his marker.
Yeah, these are the forced errors we usually talk about. The attackers just really taking advantage and applying that front press on the defenders, forcing those errors, which end up in the back of the net.
Well, there he is, Hossam Hassan, of course, highest goal scorer for Egypt. 69 goals scored, 177 appearances, just to give you an idea. And his twin brother, of course, sideline as well. You get to see them. You're trying to understand which one is which, basically, Amanda. But they've been following each other right across, through the different clubs. They've mirrored each other's career quite incredibly. But it is Hossam who is, of course, Thank you for differentiating. I appreciate it. Here we go with
And it's been drilled away by Rabia. The centre back, vigilant and diligent at the back.
This is the strength that Diallo has been encouraged by his coach to really try and take those risks, box entries, and to make sure that he isolates the defender and create those 1v1 situations he loves so much.
53 goals for Manchester United, 53 appearances for Man U, 11 goals scored. And a loan spell at Rangers as well, 10 matches, 3 goals. Sunderland, of course, with his 13 goals in just over, 37 appearances. He scores wherever he goes. Can he score tonight against Egypt? High ball coming over. Chance to try and get midfield press. Oh, look at that. That's brilliant from Omar Marmoush. And it's a trademark. Watch out, you're not going to get away with everything there, young man. To the 19-year-old Diomande.
Yeah, I think the Egyptians did their video analysis very carefully to realize that the Ivorians were enjoying so much of more time and space on the ball, and they just really want to suffocate them in that midfield.
High ball going over the shot, but there are no Egyptians looking for that. It goes all the way back safely to Yaya Fofana. 33rd match playing for the Elephants. Saikor is a sport player based in Turkey at the moment. Defending champions beat Nigeria in the final. That's a giveaway ball. This has been picked up and there's no foul. But look at this hard work there from Gesson trying to find his way through the thicket of Egyptian midfielders. Ashor's there. And a little bit of a face-to-face scenario with Ashore and a few of the other players getting involved. But quite quickly diffused. He's a big guy, isn't he? Got to watch out for Evans Gesson. He knows exactly what he's doing and taking it to the heart of that midfield area. Of course, he'll draw a lot of attention.
Yep, he's a big guy. Gasson, the striker, this time around just forced into that midfield to really try and kill off the defenders. And immediately, the pressure from the Egyptians, they box him in.
This is uncharted territory, really, for Coti'Vore at the moment. 21 shots tonight. They need to start, well, just pulling up their socks a little bit here in Agadir. First of all, let's see where the free kick goes. Lofted into the penalty box. Got big giants, of course, in this Ivorian side, unable to connect with that as Ashore tries to go out to the left-hand side. Runs into a little bit of a cul-de-sac. And finally, it's been pinched from underneath his nose. Ulai now working his magic. He's a great player as well, the 19-year-old. When he got his first call-up back in November last year, and he's already making himself a regular in this Coti'Vore team. Just to give you an idea that MS5 is not just looking at experience, he wants young players to come through, and if you're good enough, then if you're old enough, you know, if you're good enough, you're old enough. I get it right way round at one point. Nicely conducted by Egypt, looking very composed on the ball at the moment. Fatty got a very well cemented 4-3-3 Coti'Vore formation, which has been selected by a 41-year-old man at the helm of the Elephants. Worked in the last game, hoping that it works in this game as well. Oh, there's chances here. Mo Salah picks up. Marmoush gets this ball. Oh, he's got down on the edge of the penalty box. And what will the referee say? Marmoush, the flag has gone up for offside. That's what he's going to say. So look at this again. He's half a yard away from the last defender, of course. You can see that it is Doué who comes across finally, but Marmoush in offside position.
Yeah, certainly in offside position. Marmoush just help his run a little bit, try to run off the shoulder.
Motivo ball ushaya ibhola ngasandla.
Ball down here. Oh, that's wonderful work. That
Ngafela
really is.
salala lapho.
Just look at what Hossam does. So that's his role that he'll be playing. He won't just be sweeping, but he'll be covering for his guys, give them a little bit of time to get back into their positions if ever they're pushed forward, and he'll just, he'll marshal that zone in such a big way, and he's quick.
Yep, he gets to alleviate the likes of Fatih, Atia as well, are showing in front of him. But also it's about that ball recovery.
Ngingathi ukuthi la ngiphele nganile, maybe 1-1.
Already,
But
people are
Ahmad,
talking about Ahmad Diallo and
Ahmad Diallo.
what he's doing here in this Africa Cup of Nations, of course, his first, and just showing some great ability and awareness up front, but also the way that he passes the ball. He just looks so comfortable, controlling, making really, fine passes. Very creative player, isn't he? And not afraid to take on players.
Yeah, not at all. But I've been also quite impressed by his ability to whip in those balls, especially in dead ball situations.
Well, he's got a whole host of options as well, with good running lines from the players around him. Evans gets on, of course, big guy who's going to come forward. You've got Sangare, the Forest player in the midfield. He's a big bloke as well. He's going to be, running some really good lines and making himself available as well, and just making life a little bit complicated for maybe some of the smaller players that he's up against in midfield. Yasser scored that wonderful header. Oh, Mo Salah! Oh, he sets it up for Mohamed Hani. Mohamed Hani. Marmoush is not there.
Thank you,
A little bit further away, the other side of the traffic jam that was wearing white.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind
Oh, that's a
words.
nice
Thank you.
interception here. Wonderfully worked there by Fatu. Just couldn't keep the ball in play, but the idea was good. Had to
Thank
be
you for
well
your kind
timed,
words.
otherwise that could have triggered an Ivorian attack.
Thank you. Asiphile amandla.
Coti'Vore, 16th appearance in quarterfinals,
Thank you.
and they're seeking their
This
12th
is Mike.
appearance in the
Mike.
semi-finals.
Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot.
In the 26th Africa Cup of Nations appearance, first one in 19.
Thank you.
Nicely done, nice ball there to Gesson. He's looking for a runner. He's got that man Ahmad Diallo, but wasn't able to just peel himself away from Ahmed Fatu. See where Yasser's come across. I think that had just
Egypt
enabled
won.
some of the bigger centre back. You've got Rabia.
Egypt won,
Who won't
Coti'Vore.
want to come up too high, of course, but
Nil.
Yasser quite happy cutting across, but he'll always communicate
Thank you,
with Hossam
Mike.
to say,
Thank you a lot. Thank you a
I'm going
lot.
to go on a little bit of a walkabout.
Thank you a
Cover me.
lot, Mike. Shout out to
Absolutely,
Mike.
communication is very important between the two centre
Shout out
backs,
to Mike.
especially being mindful of the speed that the Cote d'Ivoire possess, especially when they go on attack.
And this is where they are. Oh, a little fall. He does so well to get back up on his feet there, Diomande. That's brilliant. And the ball does go back to Conan. Gislan Conan plays football for Gil Vicente. High ball going over towards Gesson. It bounces. Oh, a little tumble over the top of Yasser.
Yeah.
And down on the ground he goes.
Yan
No hard
Diamande.
feelings. Free kick for Egypt. Let's have a look at the goal. Well, you can't lose possession in the middle, and that was the
God
moment.
loves you.
It was
Keep
pinched.
going.
Good
I
work
have
from
faith in
Fatih.
you. One day.
Ashur right through there
can
to that man
promise.
Marmoush, who
I promise.
just gets in front of Kusanu. And
I
then that
can
finish.
make- I
Talk to
can
me about that finish, Amanda.
Not the easiest ones at all, because he still had to shake the defender off. Goalkeeper's also making himself quite big. Great composure, classy from a world-class player. And I think
Thanks
for
a
me,
lot for
it
the-
starts in that midfield where the
for the
Egyptians
fix.
carefully see and set the pressing traps, isolate the ball carrier, and make sure that they give a good press.
Fine, slick start for Egypt.
Egypt dominated the game there.
Feel very confident. Getting that advantage, of course, as they
Egypt is dominating
try
this
to
game.
work down the left-hand
Egypt is
side there.
dominating
It's
this
another
game,
challenge
yes, it
from
is.
Hani. And he, of course, card that saw him get sent off against South Africa in that 1-0 victory.
That was
Predictions.
won
My
by a
predictions are
Mo
saying
Salah penalty at half time. And Hani sent to the changing rooms, offering with Egypt going into the second half. Playing his full second half with 10 man. Ball comes across. Great chance for the Coti'Vore! What a block that was! Still with a chance to follow up shot there on that right hand side. The flag goes up.
Yes,
and Kessier's effort just
one.
comes to nothing.
Oof.
Well,
Coti'Vore.
someone had to get in the way for Egypt. Well, there it was. There was a little fall at the back there by Yasser. It just opens up. Good ball to come across from Diomande. And look at that. He raced across from that right hand side to get his shot in, but the shot, well, it just got blocks there. A couple of Egyptian players coming right across to get in the way and just block out the light.
Yeah, and I thought it's a good run from Jan. Shows great strength to make sure that he penetrates the box. A great cutback as well. Finding no player in the box, and I think they should really follow up, especially those late runs in that midfield.
Yeah, it's interesting how they're playing now, because I think when you go 1-0 down so early on, you've kind of been spooked.
Yeah.
So it's like sort of, right, do we have to think more about the defensive game that we're playing, or can we still play the tactics that we were going into it as if it's the start of the game? So we can spook and shake things up a little bit. They still have to show great attacking threats when they're taking the ball forward, but they also have to have the confidence they had when they walked out, when they were singing the national anthem.
Yeah, tactical adaptation, tactical flexibility. We're talking about the importance of adapting or reacting to the opposition's behavior.
At Manchester,
I see Jim, it's okay if you say no. No,
there he
I do
is,
have a
Coti'Vore, Strasbourg player.
I do have one.
Of course, when he gets back home, whether it's a week after next or in the next few days, depending on what happens here, he'll find
Mohamed
himself
Salah.
at a club that's lost his last coach, of course, with Liam Rossinho, who's headed to Chelsea. Free kick with a little bit of contact there on Marmouche. And that's the left hand that came up there from Ibrahim Sangare. Extra 3 midfielder. I mean, that in itself just tells you what kind of, physical presence they have in this squad. But they've got to be very alert.
Really make sure about that. If he goes that far, leaving his line, he needs to make sure he makes some sort of contact.
Also got to make sure that his defenders get in the way and mark their men.
Yeah, those high claims in that area, he should be commanding that area.
I mean, if he comes out too far, then, there's going to be space for that. But he's also got to rely on his defence to actually make the call as well, right? So his communication, you mentioned it earlier, Amanda, no communication. If it breaks down, the system doesn't function well.
Pushed the ball a little bit too far. Ashur gets the ball to Marmoush. Marmoush with Mo Salah. Mo Salah. He's got a little bit of time here, but he doesn't have much space. Still trying to work his magic. And dispossessed he is. Pushed out wide and picks up by in-out. A little change of flanks here for Doué, who picks it up. Looking for Diallo, looking for someone to give him a little bit of a helping hand. Through the middle they go. They got players out on the left-hand side. That's a lovely threaded through ball and a chance for them to push forward here. Can they get the ball across Diomandé's here? The 19-year-old gets past his man. It does come back. It's been set up for a shot. Doué can't get anywhere near it. It gets cleared. Picked up once again. In now. Lofts it over the top. Who's going to get there first? Yes, there's the man. Follow-up shot there from Diomandé. Excitement galore here in the Adra Stadium. The Grand Stade d'Agadir. Ball get picked up here again. They push it back and there's a lofted ball into the penalty area. Oh, it's not a bad header at all coming from Evans Guisson. And Guisson merely just angling that head towards goal. All started with that volley there as well. There's so much to talk about in that move.
Yeah, good rotation of play from Coti'Vore, piling the attack. They're looking for the target man, Kusand, in the box. Generates a lot of power, but completely misses the target, but that's where you want him. You want to see him in the thick of things, just bothering those two centre-backs, as physical as they are.
The atmosphere here is electric. Highly charged. Ball collected by Fati. For me, one of the best players in this Egyptian squad, just in the way that he reads the game.
Yeah.
He marshals, he passes, he defends, and he can set plays up as well. Dispossessed. Coti'Vore picking the ball up, pushing it forward. Oh, this lovely little skip and a weaving move there from the man. It's so well, it's comes to nothing because it's been poached there by Ashur and co.
It was quite interesting to note just before the match kick-started, the sprinklers were on, and I felt that they just watered the grass a little bit too much, and it's quite evident in the 23 minutes of this half. They're slipping everywhere. There's no great control in terms of maybe the stats.
Yeah, there's no time to change the stud size now, is there? You know, come on, let's face facts in the eye. It's been picked up in the middle. There's a chance for them to push forward. Biding their time, waiting. There is Ulay now. He sometimes moves over to the right-hand side, but quite happily just playing in the middle in a roaming position. He's 19 years of age. He can do what he wants. Come on. He's got the world at his feet. Again, Coti'Vore. Oh, look at that. Sensational skills over on that far side from Gela Doué. That's what he can do.
Yeah,
Come on, that's how to extract someone from the equation. Fatu was left chasing shadows. Back to
and I'm just trying to subscribe to my.
now getting the ball over to the right-hand side. Doué.
Subscribe to your channel.
Picked up here by Kessié. Kessié gets past this man. Nicely done. Gets on his control, lets him down. As Marmoush gets the ball out. Salah and Imam Ashur with a little touch, but it's
Thank you for your
running a little bit too far away from Atia. 2 shots for Egypt, 4 for Coti'Vore. That's more shots than the Algerian team in their clash against Nigeria. We were quite startled by the numbers. They didn't get a shot at all, did they?
Not at all.
In their loss against the Super Eagles. Another chance. Well, it's hit over with power. Hani with the header. Mo Salah's first touch, not the best one, which is quite rare. Collected. Here's in out, looking for the 1-2. No, he decides not to go for it. The battling Diomandé does go out. It's been picked up. He's got Conan behind him if he wants. Boy, he gets kicked off his foot there. Great work from Hani.
Great work from Hani. This time around. Just forces the pressure, forces Yanni to turn. Ian could have just really used some of his teammates who were offering an option in and around the ball.
Conan was just behind him.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that might be an age thing. 19 years of age. Sometimes, you know, the adrenaline is pumping. You know, as if it's, as if it's water coming out of the Aswan Dam. I mean, you know, it is just like sort of, going right through. He thought, I'll go myself, but in fact, it was the wrong move. The Leipzig player, 6 goals, 14 matches played for Leipzig. Born in Abidjan, and there's Diomande. He's got a goal here at this Africa Cup of Nations, just like Diallo, of course. Through ball doesn't find his man, picked up there by Atia. Atia, now this is dangerous. Oh, he's looking very slick. Look at what Marmoush is doing.
Marmoush.
He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. What is he, a Marvel comic hero or what? It didn't come off, so he's human after all.
He's just really taking the onus in his hands. But of course, I think a 3v1 battle, certainly the Ivorians needed to recover a lot better.
Picked up by Gislan Conan. They go again. Something's in the air. You feel that these elephants have got something about them. They got a sparkle about them, Amanda. We've seen how they played. We've seen what they've done. They look super slick against Burkina Faso. There's no doubt about it. But it's just their demeanour. Even the match against Cameroon, it was high octane, high quality football. And these youngsters are fitting in really well with the mix, with Kessier, etc., who've got that worldly experience of playing at numerous clubs around the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think tonight they're going to be really tested in terms of grit, the endurance as well, the mental resilience against a very hard team like Egypt to break down.
Diomande trying to find a way down this left side. It hasn't opened up for him just yet. Has to work with Conan. Conan's playing his 46th match. He's played at so many different clubs, starting off with ASIC Mimosas, of course, one of the top teams, the most successful teams in the Coti'Vore. That will be a free kick. A little bit of frustration there, you can see, but Coti'Vore will get themselves a chance to try and use this in an intelligent way. There you go, off the arm of Fatu. What do we got here then? Diallo, Amad Diallo. And of course, Yan Diomande. Diomande into the penalty box. Anybody on the end of it? Well, the answer to that is yes, but wasn't really exploited in the way that he wanted. Evans gets on.
What's quite impressive about him, though, Kassan, is that he just keeps popping up. The 2 centre backs not really tight or picking him up. I think if it is that he gets another opportunity, he might get that one on target.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the only, big centre forward that they could take advantage of. Of course, they've got another one on the bench, Jean-Philippe Crasso of Paris FC.
Yeah.
Lethal.
Yeah.
But big. And I think that, the big guys, I think you need to really, have guys who are capable of just running those lines, finding a little bit of space between them and the centre-backs, because it makes so much of a difference when you've got intelligent forwards who are moving and running and getting themselves away. And this man here will know a lot about that because, he's coaching certain players of how to deal with those attacking dangers that are coming their way in this Cote d'Ivoire team. Oh, it's a header that's gone a little bit skewed there by Doué. Under a little bit of pressure, and of course they're going to put pressure on every ball that goes in the back there. These Egyptian supporters, well, they're manic. They're hoping that they can build on this 30 minutes in. The big guys are coming up. Rabia is really good in the air. But of course, you'll have defenders hanging back. Yasser, watch out for Hossam. Yasser scored that 2-1 lead against Benin. There's the delivery coming into the penalty box. Who's going to get on the end of it? Oh, it's a great goal! It's absolutely classy from that man, Rabia.
The delivery of the far post, the centre back came up. All he needed to do, steer it into the corner. And again, they are trying to make these elephants sleep.
Egypt 2-0.
Well, that's his 5th goal in 35
Imagine
matches
3
played
auto.
for his country. And what a time
Egypt
to
2-0.
score. The delivery from Mo Salah was absolutely perfect. But look at that header, Amanda.
Yeah, brilliant header from the centre back. He does really well to outjump Sangare. Sangare will be definitely disappointed that he could have
Amatial.
completed in that aerial duel. There's absolutely nothing Fofana could do.
second goal as possession. Now they can allow Coti'Vore to have a bit more possession and just, trying to control the game.
Yeah, I think the master tactician is certainly Coach Hassan, who's really closing the wide areas for Coti'Vore because he knows that they are dangerous. Isolate the likes of now, Ahmad as well. They don't have room to explore those wide areas. Force them in, and that's where they are compact. They're boxing them and forcing the turnovers.
It's been picked up by Gesson in the midfield. And the ball goes back to Ulaya now. And now it's the right-hand side. Coti'Vore pushing forward. A little short passes, movement off the ball is going to be vital.
Yeah.
Comes back to Ndika. Ndika using Konan. Konan just using Diomande. He's going to take his man on. No, that's a good pass to Konan. Bides his time. Looks for an option. Diomande. Diomande.
Yes, I like Diomande.
Yasser's really staying and holding
Maranya
the ball.
Tibambi.
He's been clobbered there. That's a little bit clumsy
That's a
from him, I'm
retard.
sure. He came in storming in, just like that storm that hit Agadir a few days ago, where there's incessant rain and winds that were blowing through in southwestern Morocco and smashed into that man, Diomande.
Yeah, just a little bit overzealous from Ashore. Though I don't see any contact in terms of the boots or the clashes there, but maybe the ref is just not happy with the aggression in terms of the shoulder, or maybe it overextended to the face.
Mustafa Korbal, the Algerian. And now they got a free kick, which is not really it's a shorter corner, but there's not too much of a difference between a corner and where the ball's been placed by Mr. Korbal. But this will give the Coti'Vore a chance. We got 6 minutes left for the Coti'Vore to just respond. We heard about the stampede that we were expecting. They need to get some kind of a reaction here before half-time to give them a little bit of hope, to make them feel as though they're part of this quarter-final, and it's not just the Pharaohs who have come here to dance in the last quarter-final of this African Cup of Nations. Diomande, front post, flick, it's in! They've got their goal! They've got their goal! A flick that went right through the traffic.
Amatialo.
Amatialo and co. all celebrate at a vital moment in this game.
Egypt
It was
2,
the perfect corner
Coti'Vore
from
1,
Yassir
2-1.
Mande. But just look at the movement on the edge of the 6-yard box. Lovely flick, came off, I
2-1.
think it was the defender. I think it's
I thought Egypt would win again.
Fatu, isn't it, who gets the last touch. There we go. Off his
One goal.
midriff and in. Excellent running line. A little flick there coming from that man Kusunu.
Yeah, an important touch there from Kosanen. He really just commits everything, runs to the first post,
Diomande.
really fancying his chances, and this is the goal that the Ivorians needed to get them back into
Imagine
this match.
Amatialo knockouts.
Such an impact on the game
It's
to have a
muscle,
goal
man.
just before half-time. It is Futu who gets the own goal, of course, because he just ushered the ball over the line after that flick from the centre-back. But it's just going to breathe life back into, what they're trying to do, give them confidence. I mean, it's a massive boost at a vital time.
At a vital time, certainly we call these the critical stages of the game, which
Muy
demand
fenda
absolute
Salah.
maximum concentration.
Boom.
Very unfortunate touch for the defender to tuck it home, but the pressure, the added pressure, Jan is the one that started it. He's always just willing to make those runs. He's a willing runner, and it's finally paying off.
I don't think anybody would have stopped that ball from crossing the line. It was that trajectory. The goalkeeper wasn't there, and there was a whole host of players coming in, sweeping in to get in the way of that. So, what a goal for the Coti'Vore. How timely is that? Mamouche down on the ground, and a chance for Egypt to try and do something here as Frank Cassier tries to defend his cause with that challenge there. A little bit of a crunch and coming in from behind. Awkward challenge there. Marmouche down on the ground, but back up.
I mean, you speak about coming from behind. You mentioned this. How many times have Ivory Coast come from behind to really cause a shocker or stunner?
They played against Gabon. They came from behind.
Yeah.
Group stages, of course. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Came from behind. Oh, that's a nicely whipped in free kick. And now it's a chance for Mo Salah. Gets it back out to Marmouche. Ashaw's looking for that. It goes straight into the hands of Fofana, who's not shaking in his boots anymore. Likes the stability at the back for the moment. Well, this is most definitely turning into a high-octane, energized quarter-final here in Agadir. Ndika for France, under-16, under-18s player. That's a good deep ball, that is. Diomande does really well to try and control the ball. Puts it on his left foot, gets the ball back. This time it does come off Yasser, and it's gone out for a corner. And look at this, there are so many Ivorian fans here. They might actually outnumber the Egyptian fans, I get the impression. In the decibel levels anyway, especially with these guys, they're going bonkers. Sam Hassan watches on nervously with his gestures. MS5 watches on as Ahmed Diallo, the Manchester United man, looks to whip this corner in. But not before Staffan Goval asks for a little bit of calm in the penalty box. Hands on the heart moment. There's the corner coming in. All players coming up. That was Coti'Vore who was trying to get on the end of it. Mo Salah picks it up. He's got Marmouche on the outside. He'll race back and try and get back, but Marmouche, he's going on a bit of a wander.
Marmouche.
Well, he skips over the player. There's no foul there, and it's goalkeeper Fofana who just kicks the ball out to the left-hand side corner, and they walk away safely away from that very dangerous move. I thought he was going to unleash that beast of a shot from about 30 yards out, but instead he got through all that.
Yeah, he probably should have, because that's what we were expecting. You saw the white shirts just flocking and just trying to compress him. I thought he was probably just going to pull the trigger.
Only he knows what he was planning on doing.
He was hoping to draw a foul.
Yeah, maybe. Into the last few seconds of the 45. It's been picked up there by Cody. He can't thread the ball back to his wingman. High-octane football, very intense. You don't expect to go 2-0 down, in the space of 30-odd minutes in a quarter-final of the Africa Cup of Nations. Coti'Vore, they did. But now they're back in it, and they're looking a lot better. And they got a lot of possession as well, which will boost their enthusiasm and confidence going into the second half. They don't want to another goal now, do they?
Not at all. This would be a very crucial time to really concede, but of course the Ivorians would really relish an opportunity to want to get back into it. But as things are, I think they've really given themselves a lifeline.
Well, I think a team that know how to come back from behind, not just in the last edition of the Africa Cup of Nations, of course, on home soil, but also against Gabon in the group stage. You know that you've got a team who who've got different facets, different possibilities and capacities, and I think that it's a picture of strength and character when you can actually come from behind and win games. Especially on the big stage like this one here in Africa for this Africa Cup of Nations. Interesting first half, Amanda.
Yeah, very interesting first half. I think game plan well executed from the Egyptians, really forcing Ivorians much more into the midfield.
Well, there's a chance, maybe the last one of the half. Is surging right, it comes out to Diomande. Diomande just can't get his shot and still in possession. It comes back, battling in every single way. Conan gets it. It's been collected here, goes out to the left-hand side. Diomande collects once again. He's playing with so much wisdom. At 19, he's making beautiful play. There's a lofted ball and a chance for Gesson. He can't head the ball down to achieve it because there's no one around it. And that is the half-time whistle. An enthralling, fascinating, multi-faceted confrontation here in Agadir. It was all about Marmoush getting the ball rolling. Rabia added a second. But then all of a sudden, we saw an own goal that was scored
Egypt,
from Batu.
one
It's 2 goals to 1. Egypt lead Coti'Vore at half-time.
In the heart of every champion lies a journey, one of resilience, passion, and dedication. It's a journey that starts as a dream that is fueled by ambition. A journey
Chelsea versus Charlton.
See Charlton Coti'Vore in FA Cup third round shot.
Nayo team Birmingham. Yodlala Birmingham.
South Africans will say.
He got caught up by the first corner from the break. So he was already also stepping back, so he was able to shift around to be able to use his footwork to be a bit better. But he could have done better because that was not even an outswing, an in-swing runner. It was just hit in there for the defender to be able to score.
Moving on, 3 goals we have seen in this particular fixture, first 45 minutes, just only 4 goals were scored by Egyptian. But here, how his body shape was, there was
Yeah, it's difficult for him. I can understand that player because he thought the goalkeeper or the defender is going to touch him, but the ball just came to him and hit him and it goes in. It's very difficult position he is, and there's no way he's going to save that.
And I think it was the flick, that header that came through from the man who, kind of cussed it, Kusunu.
Yeah, it was that touch from Kusunu, but also you can see Shazi as well, the goalkeeper, anticipating to actually go.
They are chasing this game, and things are not looking really good for the Elephants. Yes, they have the lion's share, elephant share of possession, but they need to turn things around if they're going to make any good use of their performance in the second 45 minutes. It's 2-1 in favor of the Pharaohs of Egypt, and they have shown up for this particular encounter. Let's see what second 45 minutes will tell. Or Mango, Teko, and Ojo and I will be leaving the studio very, very soon. Still deadlocked. It's time for something new. Let's light it up. Here comes the... There
always fly. They never people.
So, you think you can fly? Think again. But what's at stake? Stakes, not stakes. We're flying, not flying. Whenever we fly, we multiply. But get me, you have to cash out before. Okay, Mavericks, show me what you're made of. Let's fly. There, Goose.
Hollywood Bets. Enjoy playing responsibly.
Well, that's the holiday over.
When you fly Emirates, your holiday isn't over until your flight is over.
First comes first. Tennis is and always will be a gentleman's game. Keep the court servant free. Dress code will be strictly enforced. Leave the play to the professionals. Remain seated during play. Children should be seated. Players are spectators to hear the play. Noise must be kept on minimum. Coverage is proudly brought to you by Energy Investments.
This is what KFC and BMW just gave a 31 Polar Evos a Sunday. What? 31? That's a lot of Polar Evos.
Hey, my man, come on. Yeah, okay. How can I tip it? Yeah?
God, I could call a lot.
Ah, right there.
Help her out. Take one of her hands. Find 9, 15, or 21 piece bucket. Stand a chance to win.
Mom, did you know there's some food really good for you? That's nutrient. Only Nutrient has 11 vitamins and zinc and plant cultures. Exactly. So they like superheroes for tiny, supporting good gut bacteria. I said I should have 2 a day. I'll have another one too.
Only Nutriday is this deliciously good for the whole family. Nutriday, proud sponsor of the Africa Cup of Nations 2025. Now in a new look.
10-bit, official betting partner of Planet Papa.
Here, we're known for our sense of service. It's all about finding ways to support you. Day after day, doing everything we can to be useful and providing energy in all its forms. Everywhere, every time, all across the continent.
As these players walk out of the channel, we start to understand what it means, because 45 minutes separates Egypt or Cote d'Ivoire for place in the semi-finals of this incredible Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations. The Grand Stade d'Agadir. Look at it. I would say nearly full. Well, it's full of drama, that's for sure, Amanda Delamini.
Yep, and I think we still have a long way to go. We've seen how fired up the Ivorians were in the first half, getting the goal back, which was very critical. But now we are yet to see how it is that they respond. The tactical changes, not only from a tactical perspective, but the personnel on the bench, how it is that when they come on, what kind of impact or what kind of influence they'll have on the game.
Don't see any changes from the two coaches. MS Fai working his magic and trying to be the man who guides this Cote d'Ivoire team into the semi-finals once again. That's what they would want to do. It's a remarkable resurrection, two-time resurrection in the last edition. They now find themselves behind for the first time. They don't look startled at the moment. That goal is worth its weight in gold. An own goal, but basically made from a free kick that was sent across by Yanti Omande. 2-1 is the scoreline here as Egypt get the ball rolling for the second half of what is guaranteed to be a riveting battle for a place in the semi-finals. The winner will take on the Lions of Teranga, the 2021 champions, of course, in Cameroon. Senegal picks up by Marmouche down the left side. Runs into a little bit of trouble, they got tangled up, those two players. Doué's down on the ground. The referee not reacting just yet, but he did turn around and see he's holding his left shoulder and in quite a lot of pain. I wonder if the referee's going to stop the game momentarily. I think he is, because that's a nasty fall. Now, is that a stinger? Because just look at how he falls awkwardly.
I think it's a shoulder dislocation.
It might just be, right?
Yeah.
Shoulder dislocation, like a pinched nerve. It could be something like that, but
Sangshayela Real Madrid. Sangshayela Real Madrid.
Hear the word socket in
Real
commentary.
Madrid. Barcelona.
Extension of that. Well, that's